someone who used to be on the inside for a long time, who still regularly speaks with the family, what's your take on this deal?
I mean, I think it's a great deal for the paper. It's also a great deal for the family because they can focus on the part of their business that's generating the most money right now, which is Kaplan. You know, we know that that is basically $1 billion business. So you say that Jeff Bezos has built $1 billion business. Well, they actually have one of their own. And for the newspaper, I mean, it's wonderful to basically have this tech executive that really knows how to push content, package content, put a premium on original content, taking over and taking it to the next level. I mean, the Washington Post has the best original content about Washington, D.C. that basically creates an entire ecosystem in D.C. that other people sort of pick off of. So it's going to be a very exciting time for them because I bet he'll come in and have ideas on how to sort of stem that picking, if you will.
So given that you were the head of digital for a while, you know, how much more is there to do there? What can Bezos do to better leverage the assets that the paper has?
Yeah. Well, I will say I wasn't completely the head of digital, but just for the record. But to leverage the assets there, I mean, as I said, you have a newsroom of 650 people who are creating original premium content all the time. And, you know, the family's obviously put up a paywall recently. We'll see if he actually, if they decide to keep that. I know they are for now. There's just a lot of products that can actually be sort of created around that content to really push things out. I mean, for example, their mobile audience has gone up 400% in the last 2 years. The digital audience, you know, the amount of people that are watching the site reading the site has gone up astronomically. They have video. They have all sorts of sort of premium products as well. That, you know, with his understanding of sort of reach extension and how and his work with advertisers, he can really sort of leverage that and take it to the next level.
So, you know, we're hearing that the mood inside the Post is quite somber today. I mean, do you think employees there have something to worry about?
I don't think they have anything to worry about, but I think people are rather sad because, you know, the Grahams are just such a wonderful family to work for. You literally have Don and Catherine coming into the newsroom and encouraging you on very specific, if not sometimes small articles, which they go through and read every single day. So that kind of management, I think people are worried that, how that's sort of going to turn out in the future. But Jeff Bezos is actually keeping a lot of the management structure, so I think that will obviously persist for a while. But, you know, there is a sadness that Don Graham, for example, won't be sort of walking around the newsroom as much anymore. So.
This was a personal investment by Jeff Bezos.
Right.
How do you see, though, potential for Amazon and the Washington Post to work together? I mean, can the Washington Post benefit from Amazon? Can Amazon benefit from the Washington Post?
Yeah, well, I mean, remember that the Washington Post was one of the first newspaper companies to actually be on the Kindle back in 2009. So, I mean, there's all sorts of synergies that can obviously happen, but I would think that Jeff Bezos is probably not going to favor his personal investments when he's trying to build a large sort of content business through Kindle and Amazon Prime. He's not going to sort of favor his personal investments over other companies at this stage. But, you know, I certainly see them sort of getting heads up on things or being able to experiment in ways that maybe other companies wouldn't be able to.
Okay, so what's the first thing, if you could give him any advice, what's the first thing Jeff Bezos should do there?
Spend a lot of time in the newsroom because those are journalists that have a huge amount of history and have just had amazing careers and experiences, and, you know, they've lived on the front pages of history, and so there's just spending time with them, seeing how they work, but obviously sort of seeing how they work so that you can sort of influence change and take it to the next level is really the key. So.